Hello, it's me, Jennifer. I don't have the dogs with me right now. It's too hot for them. I don't want to leave them in the car. It's like 100 degrees at least. And that's actual temperature. It's not even what it feels like. There's a wind blowing, and when the wind's blowing and it's over 96, it just makes it worse. Wind blowing at night over when it's over 96 just makes you even hotter. So the dogs are in the nice air conditioning. I'm in Paxico. I believe it's named after, it's a nickname of an Indian from the Potawatomi tribe. Gosh, I can't remember what his real Indian name was. But they called him Paxico, and so they named this town after him. A lot of history around the train, railroads, the railroad line, and what we're going to see first. The initial part I'm going to drive, and then I'll get out and I'll walk through the buildings. They've preserved a lot of the historical looks with the buildings. Unfortunately, most of them are closed, like all the time. Hardly ever open. I think they have a bluegrass concert once a year, which they've held for almost the entire time this town has been started. They have a bluegrass concert here in September, and I think that's probably the only time these shops open up, and they're almost all antique shops. So you're into antiques, this is the place to go. If you want to see them, you probably can't buy them, but anyway, I'm going to turn this around. You can see the railroad. The whole town was built around this. I think it's only ever had like 200 population thereabouts. I don't think it ever grew more than that. When they put the railroad in, they anticipated the railroad would cause the population to grow. I don't know the whole history, but for whatever reason, the population never did grow. So let me turn this around. Well, first we're going to follow the railroad tracks for a bit, and then we'll stop at the depot here to see an original. I'm assuming it's the original train depot. So, hi there. Flips. Okay. Hi there. So here we go. This first part's gonna be done in the car, because I don't want to walk that far. It's too hot. The original railroad lines. This is a very busy railroad track. We get trains all the time on it. And then here's the depot. A lot of antiques and stuff. A lot of old stuff. Not even sure what that machine is right there. Unless it's for making, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm in Paxico, Kansas. Rock Island, that's the name of that was the name of the town, or yeah, I think it was the name of the town before they changed it to Paxico. Or at least they named the train station that. So this is, I guess, the original train station. I don't want to get out, but that would be cool to look inside. If it wasn't so hot, I might. So if you like antiques and history and stuff. So then this part's kind of newer. This is where the beginning of the campsite is. There's a bunch of train wheels. Old windmill. A lot of history. A lot of antiques in this place. There's an old shed. We're leaving the campground now. There's the railroad tracks. Also here, if you ever here you like painting, they have, it's called the Brown Rabbit Studio back there. It's an old antique building, and they have an art studio in there. See, here's the entrance. There they go. A little chocolate bunny. If it was chocolate, it would be melted. So we got 3 people on here right now. There's the old, I guess that's the old mill. That's what started it all. Got people coming. It's still there. Okay, we gotta watch this railroad because these trains come through here really fast. Oh, buddy. So here is, I'm gonna find a place to park. And then I'm gonna walk through here. It's not too hot. I think I can park here. Yeah, we'll just pull in here. I think it's pretty cool. I like stuff like this. Oh, you can get out with me and see what's what. This is something to interest you. That's cool parts. It's pronounced Paxico, not Paxi. I thought it was Paxico. So here we are, in Paxico, Kansas. Some really unique, interesting buildings, and we're gonna take a walk. Hello, whoever's saying hi, hi there. The sun is very bright. Plus, I don't have my glasses, so between the sun and my lack of glasses, I can't see too well. So here we go. We've got the general store. This is the original from this town. They've preserved it. I'm sure that, I mean, they've updated it a little bit, but let's see what we got here. I love this kind of stuff. Look inside, we got some old stained glass, sewing. It'd be cool to go in there. A lot of stained glass. Enter through Mill Creek Antiques. Just gonna look in here. Can you see? Well, it's an old bar. There's some beer in there. Oh, they got price tags. That chest says $195. A lot of furniture. It's an old building inside. That's a really old building. Pretty cool. Looks like it used to be like a bar. But then I'm sure back then the bars were part of the community. Go in to eat somewhere, you also had the bar. Can you see all that? That's pretty neat. Really old typewriters. $350 for, oh, you guys can't see it. Old universal cast iron stove. That's really cool. I actually, when I was a kid, we had one very similar to this growing up. That's what I thought. Everybody had stoves like this. But we just, for some reason, had an antique stove and it worked. So that's what we used growing up. Worked really well. A lot of hefty prices on these things. Let's see. Cribbin and Sexton Company. Some old pews. And some old pillars. Supposed to be the original pillars. And the original decorative. The old carousel, how it was. Marvin's Coming Home Paxico Blues Festival. I think they said the Blues Festival is the third Saturday in September. I'm not positive, but I think that's what they said, third Saturday in September. Quick Antiques. Sunday closed, Monday, Tuesday. Monday 9 to 5, Tuesday by chance. I like that, by chance or by appointment. Friday 9 to 5. I think it's closed. I don't even know what time it is. Old pistol. I have one that looks just like that. Nice. Look at all the cast iron stoves. Wow. Look at that red. Those are beautiful, beautiful. We don't make stuff like this anymore. $525 for that. Nice. I like to look at it, but you better believe I ain't gonna buy this kind of stuff. I don't know how they come on. Let's see what's in here. More cast iron stove. Old frames. Lots of wagon wheels. So across the street, I'm not sure what that is. Kind of looks like a community center. The garden outdoor shop. Welcome to our garden center. Can I go in? I guess I can. Look at that pig. Looks like my dog's ears. $450. And then the little ones are $65. That is too cool. Wow, I gotta take a picture of that. Screenshot. Let's scoot back a little bit. We'll definitely get a picture. That is cool. Oh, if that works, yep. Nope. I want a picture of me with a pig. There we go. I got a selfie with me and the pig. That's good. I like that. I'll remember that. Okay, oh my, man, there's another pig over there. It doesn't have all these wagon wheels. Really old tree. This is $30. Some really old stuff. Old well pump. Let's just say I have a date on it. Nope. A bunch of cast iron fencing. That would be cool to buy. I'd like to have that. I would pay money for some cast iron fencing. What's this? Oh, no idea. Cistern pump. Some old patio furniture. Guess it reminds me of my grandmother's house. She should have had a museum. Look at those pearly gates. Wow. I wonder what kind of price tag they have on that. It's old. Just an old whatever, like a plant or a piece of metal. I think that'll be heavy. I don't see a price tag on it. Oh god. Some sinks. Ooh, that's cool. Guess I don't have too many viewers who like antiques. It's really hot out here. I think it's 100 degrees right now. That's a cute. This little. I bet you that put this around a tree, and you can sit on it outside. That is too cool. I love that. That is awesome. How much is that? Anybody want to buy that for me? No, I don't have a tree or a house to put it on. I gotta get the house first. Yes. Okay, I gotta get a selfie with this Piggly Wiggly too. It's better because it doesn't have that fencing in front of it. Alright. Alright, pig. There we go. Selfie. Can you see him? Oh, wait, here we go. Covering him up. The sun is so bright I can't see anything. Ah, piggy. You look so much like my Bella. Okay, now there's a fountain here. They turn us around. I'm actually, for one time, in a good hair day. My hair days have been horrible. Actually, not too. Kind of like it today. If I do say so myself. Okay, we got a fountain. Oh, there's someone having a wedding. What's this? The bird is the word. The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. The truth shall set you free. The early bird catches the worm. Wink's workshop. Look at that old doorknob. Looks like he's repairing antique furniture. Interesting. Stone benches donated by Flint Hill Stone. That sucker must be heavy. Whew. Woodman Hall. Wish I knew all the history of this place. I know a little bit, not too much. These trees, though, all this paint flaking off. This old door, oh my goodness sakes. Ooh, cast iron heater. Oh my gosh. Empty room, just full of antiques. Looks like it used to be like a, kind of a schoolhouse. No, it says a hall, so I guess that's what it is, a hall. These lamps. These are the kind they used to go around and light every day. Someone would go around and light them up. And let's see, car detail. It's an old building. Paxico Insurance. I'm not gonna go stick my nose up there. And we got a bar. Paxico Long Branch. I'm not gonna go in there. But if you're ever interested in like bars, there you go. Let's see, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So they're open. Those tacos look good. I'm not a bar person. I don't enjoy it. I'm not sociable like that. I don't like to sit at a bar. I'd be that little fly on the wall if I went to a bar. This is the post office. That's a newer building, as old as it is. It's not part of the history. It's a pretty small post office. A lot of these houses just have random wheels in their yard. That's kind of fun. I guess they just dig them up. Start digging a garden or something and they find wagon wheels everywhere. Oh, so there's a shot of it. Like Newbury and 2nd Street. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so hot out here. It's hot. I've been putting this off for weeks. And I'm going to be leaving Kansas in just a couple days. So I thought, man, I got to do this. But I sure picked a hot day to do it. Native Kansas hardwoods. Osage, Kanza. Kanza. I wonder if that's how you get the word Kansas. Kanza. Scenic byway. This is very, very A lot of Indian out here. Native customs, Osage Kanza. Osage Kanza. Heirloom quality, Kansas native hardwood, furnishings and art. Mad Pecker. Woody's Mad Pecker Rendezvous. Coffee? They have coffee here? What the heck? Look, antiques, books, and collectibles. Wonder if they're open. It's a public library. No. Oh, it's dark in there. It looks cool. Hey, nothing is open. Oh, there's our open sign. They don't have a sign to say when they're open. There's a camera. We're on camera right now. What's this? All the cool little places you can go to. Yeah, I don't have time now. I'm going back to Indiana in a couple of days. It's an original building. Don't know what it is. Property is protected by surveillance. A52. This is Main Street in Newbury. So there's a view of Paxico. I love this view. This is what I saw when I pulled in. And I just thought, this is so cool. It's like a scene out of the Wild Wild West. Fire station. Those buildings a little bit more modern. I don't want to walk down there. It's too hot. A daycare work is open. So that's it. Let me see what the sign says. Oh, here's the history. Paxico. Old Paxico, the Stroberg Mill and the Mill School. Here's the school. I wonder where that is. There's Lots Box Store, 1929. That's that right there. George Anderson, a St. Mary's financier, thought the railroad would be laid closer to the creek than to Newbury. So he hadn't built the railroad yet. He thought it would be laid closer to the creek than to Newbury. So he purchased land, and a charter was granted for the Paxico Town Company in 1886. And that same year, the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe decided to lay its tracks south. So they sold their right-of-way to the Rock Island Railroad. October of 86, the railroad had selected a spot for a depot. That's what we just saw. It was the very beginning. It was the Rock Island Depot. This led to a flurry of activity at this new location and to the eventual fading of Old Paxico and Newbury. Plans were made to move buildings and businesses from both of these towns to the new location. At noon on Friday, March 18th, that's my birthday, 1887. Of course, I wasn't born yet, not for a long time. The track layers reached the new town of Paxico with its rails. In the ensuing years, population steadily increased, primarily as a result of immigration from Germany. In 1914, the community was incorporated and grew to 450 inhabitants. By the 1960s, Paxico suffered from the general economic decline that faced many small Kansas communities. In the 70s, the town experienced a sort of rebirth when many of the historic downtown buildings were purchased and utilized in creating a thriving antique business district. Many of these buildings remain in their original turn-of-the-century condition. The grade school was organized in 1888. Paxico High School was formed in 1909 and a brick building erected in 1922. The high school closed in 1974 and is now home to Mill Creek Valley Junior High. Now this must be further into town. Maybe I'll get my car and look around for the other stuff. So there's this tiny little town that the most they ever had 450 people, and they got this huge church, because almost everybody in this town was Catholic. It's one. It amazes me. I mean, in a good way, but it's wonderful to see these tiny little towns all over the place, and they have these huge churches to go to. I think that's really neat. This is the hotel. I don't see that. That's in Columbus Hall, 1919. Sacred Heart School, 1905. Sacred Heart Convent, 1892. So they had a convent here too. Tale of Three Towns: Old Paxico, Newbury, and Paxico. Kansas, along with most of the Central Plains in 1850, was an organized territory with various Indian reservations. In what is now the state of Kansas, Kansas Territory was open to white settlement in Newbury in 59. Waubonsee County was officially organized. Newbury Township, in which our three communities are located, was at that time still part of the Potawatomi Indian Reservation. An act of the federal government of 1868 allowed the Indians to sell their lands, and in 1869, the entire reserve was open to white settlement. The government had also given part of the land to the Santa Fe Railroad Company for $1 an acre, and it's a typo, $1 an acre, and for that reason it was interested in attracting settlers and starting towns. Everything was built around the Rock Island Railroad. Alright, I think we're gonna, I have 5 people on here. Whew, it's hot out here, it's 100 degrees. And the wind is blowing. So we're gonna, like this, I've seen like 2 cars the whole time I've been here. I'm gonna get in the car and drive around and see if we can find a few more things. Heck, I ain't walking to find it, not in this heat. I don't want to be gone too long. I don't know how the dogs will do by themselves in the cab. I guess we'll find out. My hair's getting all over the place. Okay. Getting in the car. Oh my goodness sakes. Alright, well, drive around for a little bit. See if we can see anything else, like maybe see if the church is still here. I'd like to see that. Maybe the old school. I'm not going to stay on here much longer. Like nobody here. Population, I think they said right now the population is about 200. So, I don't even think they have a police force here. They have a fire department. There's an old log cabin. Ultra MAGA. Must be somebody's personal home. It is. Can you imagine living in that thing? That's pretty cool. Zeke's Trading Post. Edgar Hobbs. Sorry, we're closed. Turn this around. Antiques and Collectibles. It's an old building. It looks like someone's using it. Something. Storage. A lot of these are being used for storage. And there's another place. They just like to have a lot of stuff in their yards. They're very proud of their antiques. There's I guess that's the mill. Paxico, 1886. Is that what you would call a mill? I don't know. I'm not real familiar with what a mill even looks like. Just silos. Looks like, do they still use it? No, they could possibly still be using that. Pretty cool though, it's one of the first things you see. There's a house, old willow. They do have a little city park. Not much to it though. Victoria Avenue, Main Street. Oh my gosh, it's hot in here. I'm about to die. These are all just regular houses. One interesting thing about Kansas, a lot of places they don't have stop signs. They just have these little yield signs. You have to yield instead of stopping. That's weird. I'm not used to that. Oh, there's a school. They actually have enough children in this town to have a school. You can rent the gym. Look now. There's the people at the school. Oh, it says the oldest school. I don't know what that means. Is this what they call it? The old school. There's no windows. Yes. There's some houses. The thing is old. That's an old. Let's see the clapboard on there. Mobile home. Mostly mobile homes around here. Trucks and buses prohibited. Do I have any watchers? One viewer. Hanging in there. Big pile of dirt. Some old tree stump. Some old trees. Some goats back there. Most of these houses are really old mobile homes. There's probably got a lot of poverty here. There's nowhere to work. You have to drive half an hour just to get anywhere. At least a half an hour. I don't see the church building. I wonder where that is. No outlet. I'm not gonna go that way. It's definitely a different way of life from a city slicker like me. I'm not used to stuff like this. It intrigues me. I grew up in this big city, and that's all I know, except occasional moments of living out in the country, I suppose. There's a school. I still don't see the church building. Where could it possibly, as big as it is, you'd think I'd see the steeple somewhere. Well, Bunsey Junior High School. That's older. Well, Bunsey Junior High School. I'm not seeing the church building anywhere. Well, folks, I'm gonna let you go. You can't even see this to turn it around. Can't see it. Alright, I can hardly see with the sun in my eyes. I think that's the end of my Paxico tour. That's all I know to show you. And the rest of it, did you see all the corn? Most of it's corn. There it is. There's the. Do you guys want to go? I'm gonna go see the church. So I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna drive over there. Okay. Here we go, church. I'm glad I saw that. Man, they got 2 steeples. The heck? Why does a tiny little town get such a big chapel like that? Amazing. Grapevine Road. I wonder if it's even running in operation. never seen anything about a phone law or hands-free law in Kansas. I don't know if they have a hands-free law. I hope they don't, because I'm not driving hands-free. It's 55 and I'm on 40. I better knock it up a bit. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Sign on. Man, people in Paxico had to travel a long way to get to their chapel. How do I get over there? It's just all corn. Ha. Must be a road. Here's a road. Okay. Mail truck. They're still out delivering mail. They probably are short-handed. I know all about it. Better get back on your side, bozo. Or better drive your right-handed vehicle. Oh, wow. Got masks going on. Every car in the town is here. There we go. Wow, there people over there too. There's the old convent. This way. Can't believe they had a convent here. Newbury. Welcome to Newbury Sacred Heart Catholic Church. I don't know what that is. Here we go. That is so cool. That convent's so cool too. Oh, I love this kind of stuff. Look at that. Just look at that. That thing is old. I don't know when it was built, but I don't remember. What's the cornerstone say? 1822. Thing was built in 1822. How in the world did they get all those stained glass windows in there? Golly. That is so cool. Father Swami Naaman. Nanam. I don't know. Look at that old house. Can you see it? Gotta turn it. Ooh, they kept that thing up looking nice. See, everybody's got antiques in their yards. Zeller. Alright, there's the church. Now I'm gonna say goodbye. Okay, well, thanks for joining me. Thank you for coming to watch and see about Paxico. I wish I knew more. It's a very, very tiny town. 200 people probably. So, bye-bye.